Welcome, everybody, to the world's worst podcast.
Oh my goodness.
I hate OBS updates.
Oh my goodness.
Why do they always turn off my microphone every time they need an update?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Every time. Like, there is no reason whatsoever for this to be an issue. But it's like, oh, no, this is definitely a thing. We're just going to turn off your microphone now. Ha 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 ha. I hate it just so much. So much. Mm-hmm. Oh, okey-doke. Well.
So, Gabby, how has your week been?
It's great up until that, Dad Fragum Gummit.
Dad Fragum Gummit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
That's a thing.
That's funny.
Anyway.
So, we just had a 10-minute conversation that you guys will probably never hear because Gabby's sour now.
Gabby's very sour. Gabby will try to get back his good attitude because Gabby did have a great attitude, but now Gabby has a very bad attitude.
It was very interesting.
Gabby was in a very good mood, and now he is just unbelievably depressed. Oh. On a positive note, I creeped out like 5 girls on Thursday.
Good. Which doesn't sound like a positive note, but if you understand the context.
Well, I was trying to.
Yeah, well, more.
Okay.
I was letting the audience know.
Well, we can just leave that be a mystery for a little bit and just let them go.
Well, if they're true fans, then they should already know because we've talked about it for the past 3 weeks.
You think we have fans?
I mean, we have at least one. He may be sitting in front of a poster listening to the podcast, acting like there's actually more of him, but...
Wait, we have posters? When did this happen? How am I not in on the monetization scheme?
Look at the freaking Discord.
I'm looking at the...
Sasquatch posted a picture that said the fans watching the podcast, and it's one kid sitting in front of a poster of a bunch of other kids.
I'm looking at it. I'm not... Am I missing something?
Apparently.
Like, I'm seeing Will Smith. It says, when you listen to one podcast and you feel educated.
Oh, wait. Did he... No, he said that to me directly.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
My bad.
Mm-hmm. All right, you're trying to gaslight me here, Masters, but you can't do it. All right. Anyway, good things. If you could post that in the podcast channel, I'd really like to see that.
I'll post all of them that he posted. Give me 1 second.
I can't post all the ones he sent to me because they're not necessarily family friendly. Well, I mean, Sasquatch family friendly, sure, but nobody wants to be part of the Sasquatch family. Oh, I'm depressed again.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, it has just been great. So anyway, try this again. Monday, I got a revised or an additional job offer from the post office for $2 more than the job that I had already accepted from them. I was able to accept the new one and decline the old one. So, yay me! I'm getting more money as soon as they decide to actually hire me. They like to send me.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that? Do you know?
No. Masters, you were the one who's explained to me the government process, that it is take your time frame, double it again, boss is going to double it again, he'll double it again. Like, by the time they actually get around to hiring me, I may be about to retire. Let's be very frank about this.
Frank? Who brought him into this conversation?
Well, apparently OBS did when it decided to change my sound settings.
Fair. Very fair. Okay.
My neighbors are really going to hate me. I'm
So,
being very loud right now.
going to copy a link. Gonna go down here to Gavi. All right. Gavi. Let's see here. Gavi speaking.
Gavi speaking?
Uh huh. Um,
Oh,
I have to give context the way he did.
okay. This is
Masters response.
I'm we're doing a podcast. We're doing okay.
And
There should be cups on that string.
there. Now you have full context.
Alrighty. How it feels to listen to pod. Wow. That's
Accurate and sad.
yeah, that's the way to word it. That yep, accurate and sad.
Sadly accurate.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the nobody joining Sasquatch family thing reminded me of this, which will not be discussed beyond just mentioning that you should check your DMs. Anyway, so yeah, Monday I got the job offer, accepted it. Life is.
Oh my goodness.
oh, I'm so happy that worked. Anyway, I got my job offer. Life is good. Made curry. It's like 900 degrees in my room because I'm still eating curry.
Made curry.
I properly cooked it. I did not make my own like curry roe because I figured a new dish on its own was already going to take me 5 hours, which it did. So, I mean, you have to understand. Yeah, I'm still kind of figuring this out. Like, it's been 6 days. I'm still eating curry, and I have some leftover for tomorrow, unless my roommate gets it. That's not a bad return on investment, more or less. Aside from the fact that I didn't understand what a garlic clove was, so I put in an entire bulb as opposed to 2 cloves. Now my apartment smells like garlic. I smell like garlic. My clothes smell like garlic. My car smells like garlic. My roommate smells like garlic. It's a thing.
That's funny.
More or less. So yeah. Learning experience, but it is really good. So that's another positive thing. What happened Tuesday? I have no idea. Screw Tuesday. I went to a bonfire yesterday, and I got to shoot guns at the bonfire, which is always a good thing. I now have things which are nice. New, which shouldn't talk about. Yep. Great week. Fantastic week. Mandalorian. Let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Okay, let's talk about the Mandalorian.
I am so pumped for this
Excited?
season. Like
it's gonna be good, bro.
like how can you
It's so good.
Okay, so I have been watching this series on YouTube for the last like year called VFX Artists React.
Yep.
And it's very informative. And it from what I've learned from it, they must have spent like $30 million on episode 1. Because Crate Dragon. Like
yeah. Oh my goodness, did it not look amazing?
It looked so I'm like, put me in my Monster Hunter gear. I need a new hat. Let's do this. Of course.
My goodness. When they got up to that close up, I was like, is that I honestly can't tell if it's practical or not. It looks practical.
It okay,
I mean, we're
so
gonna have to wait. So, what it's
wait,
ultimately gonna
wait,
come
wait,
down
wait.
to is we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have to wait for them to come out with the behind the scenes.
so wait. I think we can actually do better. I think we can break this down right now as to exactly what happened. So I think the crate dragon is practical.
Okay.
I think the sand disturbance is digital.
Okay.
The spit is digital.
Okay.
Knowing how they filmed things, because they have um that have you seen the set where they film it on with like the big
Yes.
screens?
Yep.
Okay, so filming it on that set, all they had to do was take a high definition video of a miniature, practical miniature of the crate dragon, because they only ever really show like from the neck up, and then they
Right.
project that on the screen, and then the actors can react to what they're seeing.
You're not wrong.
This is like the most. This is probably the easiest way to do it, and that probably brings the cost on that down from like $20 million down to like a whole lot less, because it's easy to film, like do multiple takes if you're filming a miniature and then just doing a couple like extra effects on it, as opposed to being like we have to completely create this entirely new asset and figure out how it moves and works and things like that, as opposed to being like, and now we can just throw it up on the thing behind him. We don't have to like paint out the characters and paint them back in and blue screen and green screen and all this kind of stuff. Just throw up the image on the screen behind them and just film it straight.
Yeah.
Like, this is the beauty of that technology. This makes digital effects so much easier. And like, they can make the miniature as small as they want to, in order to, as small as necessary or as small as possible, to still maintain some level of detail on it. And which they did, and they did fantastic on that. Like, it was like, this is a real thing. It felt real. Like I said, the sound effects, you could definitely tell that those were those were digital. And they were really playing up those sound effects to obscure probably some puppetry wires. But which means this is a great point for us to have our Muppets talk, because clearly this is a Muppet.
I mean, if it's practical.
I can't imagine this not being practical. I
I
like,
mean,
if they did, they
I can't
spent
either. It looks too good.
if this is digital, they spent like 20% of their seasonal budget on episode 1, just on the digital effects. It has to be practical. It has to be.
I mean, I guess we'll find out.
But it is so gorgeous. I'm like, if they did it, it's worth it. I just hope the rest of the series, I hope the rest of the season doesn't, suffer for it. But I'm like, this is one of the greatest things I've seen on screen in a long time. It's the most realistic on-screen creature I've seen since the Bear and the Revenant. Which, if you guys haven't seen the Revenant, you should definitely watch it. The Bear is amazing. Also, Leonardo DiCaprio's in it, and this other guy, what's his name?
I don't know if I've seen The Revenant or not.
If you don't know if you've seen the Revenant or not, you have not seen the Revenant. Even if you have,
Okay.
if you don't remember it, you haven't seen it.
I very well know the name.
Tom Hardy's in it. Leonardo DiCaprio. It's the movie that got Leo his Oscar finally. All he had to do was eat raw bison liver on screen, and actually pull off the Luke Skywalker surviving in a tauntaun scene inside the corpse of a dead horse. That was a thing too. There are some times I wonder if earning the Oscar is worth it. Anyway, be that as it may. uh, Also, episode 9 of The Mandalorian. Great opener. I really liked the guy and the um cutting you down wasn't part of the deal thing. That was
Yes,
oh,
yes. Oh my
it's
goodness.
so cold blooded. I'm like, do
As soon
it.
as soon as he says, "I promise you will not die by my hand,"
Uh
I was like, "I can't wait to see what kills him then, because he's gonna die."
huh. Like I've that is one of my go to both jokes and end arounds. Like to be very specific in what I'm saying so that I can absolutely do the thing I'm telling you I'm not going to do
Yes.
and be totally truthful in saying it. Like that's how I got in trouble a lot as a child. But
It's like
um,
"But you said." It's like, "No, no, no. What I said was."
like I would go to like one. So I figured this out after like 4 or 5 times. You know how like kids will play their parents off each other. Oh, can I have little Timmy over? And no, you can't. And then they like immediately go to the other parent. Oh, can I have little Timmy over? Oh, okay, fine. And then they go back to the first parent. Well, the other one said yes, and then little Timmy's coming over, and they're mad at you, and you can't say no to little Timmy, but like you are going to pay for this. But for right now, you have succeeded, and you're like worth it.
Oh, no, my parents never, that didn't happen.
I have a
It was always, "What did your mother say?"
I have a plan for this that will automatically shut down the entire thing. Um, I always carry a notepad with me, so it's easy on my end. But like, um, if the kid is like comes to me with something like this, I will write my response on the piece of paper, fold it up, and say, "Take this to your mother," and ask her the same question. And then the kid has to deal with it. Like, decisions made, kid. One way or the other. So yeah, that'd be fun. Anyway, but I've tried to get away around this. So like, I'd go up to like my mom and be like, or I'd go up to my dad, and I would be like, no, because my dad was a lot more open to this. So I would go to my mom and say, "Can I have little Timmy over?" And she'd say no. And so I'd go to my dad, and I'd say, "Hey, can I go over to little Timmy's house?"
It's a different question.
Different question. And so he says, "Have you asked your mother?" "Nope, you're the first one I'm asking." "Oh, okay, sure, go ahead." "Awesome." Then I'm like heading out the door, and my mom's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going over to Timmy's house." "No, you're not." "Well, Dad said I could." Ah! Yeah, that also got me in trouble. Also, apparently, throwing your phone across the room on accident is totally not good for it.
Oh, yeah. It's never good for it, especially when it's brand new like mine is.
Mine's not. Tell us about your new phone, Masters.
I got a new phone Thursday.
Woo!
It's a Pixel 5. I
Woo!
have not charged it all day. I've been up since 8:30 playing on it pretty much the entire time, and it is currently at 50% battery.
Now I'm sad. Now I'm depressed again. I'm good. My ear voice on. It's not ear. I don't know what that is. Giving up. Um.
Oh, but yes, the so I downloaded a game a couple of weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
on my old phone,
Yes.
and it was sluggish as all get out. But it's a game that I was wanting to play.
What is game?
So, and I knew my new phone was coming, so I kept it downloaded. And then when this one came in, I installed it. It plays very very well. No lag. It's a dumb game. It's a game where you throw a chicken out of a cannon and try to get as far as you can.
I, I mean, the premise sounds highly entertaining, but
It's called Chicken Toss. It's
chicken
pretty
toss.
great.
Okay.
Yep. But I've been playing that all day today.
I mean, I don't know if my focus could keep up with that for that long, but I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I also started playing WoW again.
Okay.
Um, and I technically can say again because I have played it before. Though this is the first time I've played it in this kind of capacity. Like I've never paid for it before, and I actually dropped 6 months on it
So you'd
so
say
that I
you're
could play with.
committed, perhaps.
Yes, at least for 6 months, so that I could play with Cass
Okay.
because she's been playing a lot lately, and so it's a game that I've always liked. I've just never really put that much effort into it because if I do, it's it's over.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's currently what I'm doing right now. It's
I
playing
mean,
that. So
I get that totally. I don't really. I've discovered that I don't really do MMOs very well because it's a very, very. Every system in the game is incredibly math dependent. If you don't have the numbers, there is no way for you to win.
what do you
As a
mean?
what?
What do you mean?
I mean, so like with all MMOs, it's very much level based, and there are some like there's not really a way to like dodge attacks or do it, or it's to a certain
Oh,
extent. Yeah,
it's not Monster Huntery enough for you.
yeah. There's
You
no way
you,
for
you
me to.
feel like it's less skill and more um uh time and effort.
Yeah. Well, not even so much that because there's a lot of time and effort involved in Monster Hunter to become skilled enough. But
Well, yes.
but it's like the it's like Pokemon, right? Pokemon, you're never ever going to beat a level 100 Charizard with a level 1 Magikarp. It's just not going to happen
Well, duh. For many reasons.
for many reasons. Yeah, but like, although it would be incredibly difficult, it is possible in every capacity to beat every monster in Monster Hunter completely naked. And
I
like,
want to see you do that.
what?
I want to see you do that.
I didn't say I am good at that, but it is possible. I have done a couple of naked runs on previous games where there was like requirements to do it, or sometimes my friends would get together and do it. Um, like there was a certain point where a lot of back when I first started playing Monster Hunter, the big thing was to try and solo the last boss naked. And after a while, they figured out, based on how things played out in that quest, it was actually easier to do it naked than it was a couple of other methods that were available. And it's like, really? Okay, this is totally gaming the system, but I guess it works, kind of thing. Um, very, very odd things, but very cool. At least I thought so.
Oh yeah.
But
I would I, I would be interested in seeing you attempt that.
yeah, I like I said, I never was particularly good at it. I'm not particularly good at video games in general. I believe we've covered this before.
Yes.
So my skill level is somewhat lacking in terms of being able to solo Monster Hunter naked. But there's a couple monsters I could probably do that on, like any one of the Rathians in any of the like I could probably solo Rathian naked, no problem. Um, Particularly if I'm using a bowgun because then it's practically cheating. um, no, it,
Yes,
it
but that's cheating.
what?
I said yes, but that's cheating.
I mean, I'm all for cheating as long as it helps me win.
It's okay to cheat as long as you win.
Remember, kids. No. Oh, I hope there aren't any kids who listen to this podcast for a number of reasons. That questionable life advice being probably the lowest priority one on the list. Anyway, Mandalorian. We got way off topic on that one. Um,
Yes, we did.
One of the coolest parts to me, not just the cameo at the end, which I think we could leave to be a non spoiler thing for those who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Apologize, but not really for people who haven't seen it yet, but have now been spoiled on it.
Hey, we gave them fair warning that we were going to be talking about it.
Yeah, fair. Um,
I mean, we didn't say spoiler alert, but we basically said spoiler alert.
yeah, like Mandalorian, let's do this. Like, yeah, people should be able to infer some level of spoilers are forthcoming. Um, Timothy Oliphant, that was a reference in and of itself, just by the fact that he was there. In 2009, he starred in a TV series called Justified, where he played a U.S. Marshal. What was he in this one? He was the Marshal of the town. I'm like, this is a reference. And he played almost the exact same character. Almost exactly. And I'm like, this is just. I mean,
So,
Timothy
so
Oliphant. Yeah.
when he walked in, I thought this is interesting of what they did with Django after he fell into the pit.
Masters.
I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Masters.
I'm
Masters.
getting there.
No, no, no. We
Yeah.
have to go back. We have to go back. Because you just said Django.
Yes, I did. You're right. I meant to say Boba, but somebody I was we were in a chat
Mm-hmm.
where they talk about Star Wars stuff all the time, and somebody else said Django. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, maybe I'm wrong,
No, you're
but
not.
just saying it just now felt wrong.
It's the same
Um,
actor. Well, not really. So the original Boba Fett, if you ever see the picture of him with his helmet off, it is hilarious because he's the nerdiest, dorkiest looking guy you ever did see in your entire life. And I'm sorry to him for saying that, but even he kind of admits it. He's like, yeah, I'm a total nothing under this armor. But the guy who played him in the prequel trilogy, the guy who played Django, he also is going to play him, or he's going to play Boba Fett in the Mandalorian. In fact, he already is, but that's the part we're not supposed to talk about.
so anyways, so when he was like, let's have a drink, I thought, is he gonna take off his helmet? Is he gonna take off his helmet? And then he sat down and took off the helmet, and I was like, what? And then it panned up to his face. I was like, oh,
That's clearly not
that's a
the.
little disappointing. And then at the end, I was like, oh my god.
See, this is the total thing. So you're going, oh, that's kind of disappointing. And I'm like, oh, Timothy Oliphant, he's the Marshal. Oh, this was an awesome reference. I love this. different perspectives. Also, I just posted the picture of Boba Fett without his helmet.
I see that.
And there's like another picture here with like it's panned back a little bit farther, and it's great because you get a better perspective on like particularly the Twilight lady, and she's just like, really, this guy. This guy? Are we really talking about this guy?
He's supposed to be the cool one. I wouldn't sleep with him if he paid me.
oh. I may also have to go on a Star Wars Episode 6 rant here in a little bit. Because I watched. So. Get through.
Oh my goodness. So I was watching something. I don't remember what it was. But they mentioned the Mandalorian,
Uh-huh.
and they said, this is the greatest thing since episode 9. And then he went, okay, I can't say that with a straight face.
Do you ever hear someone who says something and you just like, even though you don't know who that person is, you just get this like almost irrepressible urge to go find them wherever they are, tie them up in a way that they can't get away, and then just violently beat sense into them. And even if they don't ever get the sense into them, it'll just make you feel better. This might be one of those situations. A little bit, a lot bit. Anyway, wait. So now this creates a new wrinkle. Was it the Marshal who found whatever her name was in season 1, played by Ming-Na Wen? Or was it actually Boba?
What do you mean?
So in season 1, I think it's episode 5. I hope. Um, they go to Tatooine, right? And he meets up with the young bounty hunter who's trying to get into the guild. He needs to get his first bounty, and he says, "Hey, I got this Imperial sniper, yada yada yada. She's out here. We need to get her, yada yada." They go. Beskar happens because what are you gonna do? They end up capturing her. He turncoats on the Mandalorian. He shoots her. She dies. There's like an end credit scene where like you see these two boots walk up to her and like they clearly look like Mandalorian boots.
Right.
Yeah. So is that the Marshal or is that Boba Fett? We don't know. Ming-Na Wen may also come back as a character. We don't know. This could be kind of interesting. Because is she really dead? You can, like, the medical technology in Star Wars has never really been fleshed out all that well. They have this mysterious substance called Bacta that people are somewhat kind of aware of. But, like, Bacta is some pretty powerful stuff. And it can do some pretty amazing things. It just kind of it's just a matter of, like, how quickly it can be applied. Whether it can revive the dead, we don't know. Whether she was even fully dead, we also don't know. He just shot her and like walked away, jumped on a speeder bike and zipped off. She might be okay. I would not be opposed to that. That would be kind of cool. I think she was a great character. I wish we'd had more time before she died. So yeah, really, really cool Mandalorian stuff going on here.
Yeah, and that's all conversation just from episode 1.
Yes. Well, technically episode 9, but
episode 1 of season 2.
Fair. Also, since we're on Star Wars, I have to talk about this.
Okay.
I am having so on Wednesday, Brokebutt sends me a message and she says, "Hey, I'm gonna watch." Well, no, not Wednesday. I think it was Monday. She sent me a message. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Star Wars Episode 6." And when she watched Star Wars Episode 5 last week, she live chatted the entire thing to me until like 3:00 in the morning. Okay, not 3:00 in the morning. It was like 1:00 in the morning. But point made. And she's like, "So you get a choice." And I'm like, "Okay." She says, "You can either endure that again, or you can watch it with me. Or you can recommend somebody else to have that done to them." And I said, "Well, I'll watch it with you. Because I love Star Wars. And I've never turned down an opportunity to watch Star Wars."
Uh-huh.
And then we started watching it, and something that has never happened in the history of me watching a Star Wars movie happened on Wednesday night.
You fell asleep?
Nope. We didn't finish the movie.
You didn't finish. Her fault or your fault?
Yes.
You both went, "I need to go to bed"?
No.
Oh.
We paused the movie because I think there was some sort of question that was arisen about something, or I was nerding out about something or other. Probably more likely the second one.
Yep.
And we never got back to it. It was kind of like a mini podcast kind of thing like this, you know? How we just top from one topic to the other, to the other, to the other. And we're like, oh, yeah, we definitely should have gotten back to that. But while I was watching episode 6, I noticed something that is now bugging me about that movie and will bug me about that movie for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And no, I'm not talking about the updated musical number that they put in there, which is totally contrived, pretty trash music, terrible CGI. Like I thought about the VFX artist reacts to great and bad CGI. We need to send that scene to them and be like, react to this because holy crap, like it's so bad. Like it's so bad. And like you can see where they just like pasted the image over what the existing footage was, and you're like, really? They did this? This is George Lucas's grand addition to his masterpiece saga. It looks flat and just awful, but except and then like even the part where they're trying to like play up the 3D aspect of it, it's like no, nope, that's bad. Nope. Why would you do this, George? We need to have a talk. Anyway, the worst part comes immediately after that edition song, and this was in the original cut, and I never noticed it until this time when I was watching it with Brokebutt.
Oh, I thought you were the one that posted that, and I was very confused.
Nope. When Leia brings Chewbacca into Jabba's palace, he has the collar on, she's dragging him by a chain, right?
Say that again?
I say, so when Leia first brings Chewbacca into Jabba's palace, right? He's on a chain, and she's dragging him in.
Yep.
His arms are not tied up or restrained in any manner.
Nope.
This is a problem. Going back to Star Wars Episode 4, Han Solo is recommending to C-3PO that he lets Chewbacca win. But sir, no one feels anything bad about a droid. Well, that's because droids don't rip people's arms off when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that. Oh, I recommend a new strategy, R2. Let the Wookiee win. It's like, yeah. The Wookiee that can rip people's arms off is like, oh, he'll be fine. I'll just drag him around. He's totally cool with it. And then, like, through the rest of the movie, they actually, like, put binders on him. Like, no. This is an important thing. And, like, he's even, like, violently ranting and gesticulating all over the place before they, like, put the binders on him. I'm like, did nobody else notice this one? Because this is kind of a big, like, QA moment where you'll be like, yeah, we totally should have tied up the Wookiee. Because if he wanted to, he could pick up the bounty hunter and chuck it at Jabba. I mean, I understand that he wouldn't do that because it's Leia, but I'm surprised, like, Boba Fett was like, shouldn't we have tied up the Wookiee before we brought him in here? He seems kind of dangerous. I mean, I'm only a like a galaxy-renowned bounty hunter. You don't have to listen to my opinion or anything. I understand you know what you're doing, but the Wookiee can rip your arms off. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my corner, sip my drink, and pretend to flirt with this girl here. But I mean, like, why wouldn't you tie up the Wookiee? Issues. So many issues.
Yes, you do have a lot of issues.
Yes, I do. Oh. I feel better now. Somewhat. Kind of.
So you know.
This is now the second time I've ranted about this, which is probably why we didn't finish the movie on Wednesday.
Wait, that's as far in the movie as you got?
No. We got to the point where they landed on Endor.
Okay. That's still not very far.
Also had some issues with that. Well, it's like almost exactly the halfway point. And I did, like, I had some issues there around there too. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of Star Wars Minecraft mashup memes going on in the World's Worst Podcast interaction thread. Link to that in the description down below. For everyone who's not a part of that already, you should definitely go check that out. I have nothing to do with those being posted, but wow, are they?
Yes.
Oh.
By our first fan.
Thank you, Sass.
All right, so we've technically talked about the Muppets. We haven't talked about D&D yet. Well, no, we haven't talked about D&D yet.
I didn't die.
You didn't die. Nobody died. Everybody lived.
We had no combat. There might be a reason for that.
Things still didn't go well.
I mean,
for you guys, ultimately.
I mean, if you really think about it, they went as well as they could have.
That's not true at all.
From what you told us,
they went about as well as I expected them to go.
Say, from what you told us after the session was over. The module itself says as many enemies as it takes. That's how many there are.
Yeah.
We completely avoided combat. Nobody died. Nothing. That to me says win. Because we were going to be captured anyway. And
Not
technically, I started
necessarily.
that way. Technically, I did start that way. So. That was a thing. Huh.
Yes. Yes, you actually didn't come into the game until it was almost over.
I, fine. It's fine. I wasn't super confident on the voice, and I'm still not. Haven't worked on it at all, in fact. I
Very Jamaican.
it was like straight Jamaican. Um, which I mean, not a bad one. I'm actually considering just going with that because it's a whole lot easier than than anything else. But yeah, that was fun. I thought it was. Plus, like I'm sitting there the entire time, I'm like, I have acid spit, or not acid spit. I have poison spit. Should I use that? That seems like it would be like,
No,
would
it
this
was acid.
work? Huh?
It was acid.
It was acid?
Yeah.
I wasn't
Poison wouldn't have worked.
I wasn't paying that much attention. It's actually
Yeah.
acid?
Acid would have worked. Yes. Poison wouldn't have.
Now I'm curious. Do do it
You lied to
is.
me.
Oh, I'll find out. Well, it is in fact poison spray.
Yeah, you got lucky. Too bad we don't retcon, or I would retcon that.
You know, it's a bit late for that. Kind of like what was it? Oh, the dimension door doesn't get out of Wall of Force.
Yeah.
It totally does. I found the rule maker's ruling on it. Dadgummit. Um, I don't. I would say I don't like to be the rules lawyer, but I kind of do. So I'm just gonna back off of that one. Particularly when it works out in
Oh,
my
you
favor.
know who really likes to be the rules lawyer?
Who?
The one that does it every week, all session long.
But they don't know the rules.
That's the problem.
I mean, it's kind of a prerequisite. It's in the name. You've got to know the rules to be a rules lawyer. I'm,
Doesn't stop her from trying.
I mean, how did I get to Jimmy Stewart? I don't know how I got to Jimmy Stewart, but here we are. I'm Jimmy Stewart. Okay. Well, I don't know how this is supposed to work, but oh, it's been uh
Oh,
yeah,
but yeah, it was an interesting session.
it was.
Monkey and Alpha didn't really get to do much.
Nope.
Um, Monkey
Mumbles
regrets.
is the winner of the entire session. Let's
Mumble is the winner. Mumbles is absolutely the winner of that session. 10 out of 10.
actually, it was a straight nat 20. I was there.
That's, I mean, you're not wrong. I was like, okay, they're going to get captured right here. We may actually get a little bit further than I thought we would tonight. And then he rolled a nat 20. And I went, well, I'm sure Ducky will find a way to screw this up somehow.
Mm. The best part is he just like the entire session he's just peeling potatoes the whole time. The
Yep.
whole time he's just peeling potatoes, and I'm like, I mean, it's the smartest thing to do, but I can't believe this is working.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm.
I was almost waiting for him to be like, I'm going to go out and try and save them. Nope, he went out and threw food at you guys.
Yep.
Well, not you, but
No, he threw food at me too.
well, he did throw food at you. You're right.
Yeah, after he was done with them, he's like comes over and just starts throwing, like chucking food at me. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm on the work line, pal. This is a dramatic improvement to my situation.
It's like, thanks for feeding me. They forgot to do that yet today.
And if they didn't do that today, I might be the food tomorrow. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, I like that this character is going to be the one that sticks.
More likely than not, unfortunately. It's always the one that you like have the least amount of commitment to. You're like, yeah, this one can die. I'm making this one specifically so that he can die. Oh, he's still alive.
No, if you truly wanted to do that, you would have went Barkham.
Well, I don't want Barkham to die. He's done that enough.
Yes, but if you were making a character to die, he would be the one to do it.
Well, no, if I make a character to die, it's like I'm making this character with the express intention that I don't want to care when they do. So Barkham, I would still care a little bit because I have aspiration to someday use him successfully in a campaign, and we ain't there yet. I'm hoping that Chef makes it at least to level 5, so that Barkham can be useful when he enters the campaign. Yeah. Fun. Other D&D things this week.
Yes.
Not just was my semi-successful rules lawyering on Sunday, but also Thursday. I did what should have been my final turn as Taral the Rizon.
Oh, did you survive?
I survived.
Tell me more about this.
Crap. So,
Why'd you say crap?
because with Taral still being alive, that means I have to play him again.
Uh-huh.
That means I have to make another song for him.
Not necessarily.
No. I have to make another song for him.
Did they expect it at this point?
Not just that. Him still being alive kind of messed with some of Friendly's narrative. And so I had to do something to make it up. Yeah, like, not just that, like, I threw off his time frame, his timetable. I invented an attack that's happening in 5 days. It's supposed to take 7 days for him to get back to town. He had to amend that to 5 days so that they could get back there in time. I really messed with his campaign, and I didn't mean to. So I had to do something to make it up to him. Fortunately, I don't probably have to do that until February, but I already know the song I'm doing, so it works.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
Well, I haven't rewritten
Not the
it.
song, the idea.
Well, so I'm going to do Never Enough from The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
Because it's going to be...
Not sure how I feel about you ruining one of my favorite songs, but...
It's one of my favorite songs, too, and I really like it.
Oh, wait, no. Never Enough. Not my favorite. That's my least favorite song. You can ruin it all you want.
You don't like Never Enough?
Only because of the person that sings it.
Dude, she's a redhead.
I sing it at the top of my lungs every time it comes on, but...
Anyway.
Character, not actress.
Oh, okay. I was like... Anyway... I know, like, I was listening to it today, and I'm like, man, they got so much narrative progress done in this very short song, like moving 3 major plot points forward in 3.5 minutes. It is a wonderfully written song, and it's wonderfully performed. And I'm like, this is amazing. I am just blown away at how, like, because when you actually stop to being blown away at how good the song is on its own, and you actually pay attention to like what it's saying, and you're like, oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I've done that.
And
she is 100% saying that You can give me everything, and it's not going to be enough. I'm going to literally take everything you have.
No,
And
that's not even the like that's not even the point. Like the meat of it is in the verses. So, um, uh, the light of a thousand spotlights, um, or the shine of a thousand spotlights, or the light of the stars we steal will never be enough.
mm-hmm.
Like both of those are very are point like the first one, the shine of spotlights is pointed directly um at Barnum,
Yeah.
and then the light of the stars we steal, that's pointed at Zendaya and Zac Efron because I can't remember their names in the film because I haven't seen it recently enough. But I'm going to do that again. Like after I listened to the song like 30 times today,
I've
I'm like I need to
I've
rewatch
watched
this
it
again.
in the last 2 months. I've literally watched it 15 times, and I can't tell you their names.
Um,
Um,
if I watch it again, I'll get their
Lynn,
names.
Lynn, Lynn
I
Taylor.
I don't know. Taylor sounds right, but I don't know if his first name is Lynn. Um. Anyway, main point being like it points out Barnum's obsession. It points out the difficulties that they're going to have with their
And Wheeler
relationship.
and Philip Carlisle.
Okay, Philip, yeah, that's right. And then the other one uh is obviously like the interplay personal thing between her and Barnum. I'm trying to hold my breath. Um, wants the moment to last. And when they say take my hand, like the pan down to Zac Efron and Zendaya, I'm like, oh my, like I'm not sure if I want to admit where I was viewing this because people might get mad. But as I'm like driving down the highway, I'm like, oh, I have the feels. I have the feels. I can't watch this. Definitely shouldn't have been watching it. Um, I definitely should not have been watching it while I was driving, but but I was really just doing it so that I could like hear the words a bunch and get the melody down so that I could perform it in 3 months.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's so good. I'm looking forward to it. I already know like my first line, and like the chorus can pretty much stay exactly the same. There's no need to change the chorus because it conveys exactly the point I'm trying to make. But I have to rework the verses, which I feel I'm going to do like a great injustice to because of how intelligently written it is. Again, 3.5 minute song. It ties a nice little bow on everything that happens in the movie up to that point, and I'm like, oh my word, how did I not like? I appreciated the song for its artistic merit, but I never understood the narrative propulsion that it gives to the entire movie. And I'm like, holy crap, the feels, they're everywhere. I have my sunroof open going down the freeway at a certain number of miles an hour, just belting it out. No! Not that tone, but um, yeah.
I don't know. Sounds about right.
No, I mean that's awful. I would never sing it that way. I would sing it. I was singing it properly. I was doing that for dramatic effect. I do that from time to time. I add certain flares specifically for dramatic effect.
Hmm. Okay, so backing up a little bit, back to Star Wars. I
Yes.
learned this week um, that about George Lucas wanting to be a race car driver. Did you know this about him?
Ish. It was.
Ish.
It wasn't something I'd ever really looked up. I did see your link to the Reddit post.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd never looked it up either. I was just scrolling through Reddit this week, and I saw it and went, huh.
I love the comments
Um,
though.
oh, I didn't even look at the actual post. I just read it and moved on.
The crash threw his car into some sand, causing him to hate sand. He felt how coarse it was, and it got everywhere. The other car had the high ground.
Oh, that is too good.
He was probably on his way to Stockton to pick up some power converters.
Oh my goodness.
Video evidence had him at fault, but he brought altered special edition tapes to court to prove his innocence. The other car crashed first. Just before the crash, he cried out in glee, "Now this is pod racing!" His crash, however, was faster and more intense. Maybe he tried spinning. That's a good trick.
Oh my goodness. Those are some quality
Oh,
comments.
this is like, not to worry, he was still driving half a car. Honestly, this whole thing reminds me of this story I heard once. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Oh. You're having too much fun with that.
These are some great comments. Wow. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. Way too much fun. Oh. Let's see, what else happened this week? It was a good week all the way around. Oh, this was the Thursday with Torad surviving. That was also how I creeped out however many girls it was. I did a very creepy, seductive version of "You'll Be Back" from Hamilton, and it was a thing.
Creepy, seductive version?
Well, he's talking in it a lot about how he is going to turn them into basically his immortal harem.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, the song you sent.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that creeped him out?
Well, that and a couple
So
other
you've
things.
lost-
A couple
lost your prospects.
like a lot of other things. So he's a vampire, so he gets legendary actions, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I had one of them grappled. Okay, so they had a cleric who was the only one who could deal holy damage, which is the only thing that could prevent me from, regenning every round. And so I grabbed onto her and I was like, I'm gonna just suck this one dry. Literally. Not figuratively, but literally. First, so that I can use my my regen, and then this can be a longer fight, which didn't end up working out quite as well as I'd hoped, because Ducky got good rolls, like really good rolls, like 5 times, and that hurts when I'm on the receiving end of them.
Yeah.
Like, that hurts a lot. Anyway, so I'm like holding on to her, and she's like, "I spit in his face," and I'm like, "Ooh, I like them rough," or I like them feisty. And she's like, "Ooh, it's good." Like, it was really fun. And then like she hit me, and he was like, "Do it again." It got, like, the video's out there. You can find it. I might post it. It degraded really fast. I was having way too much fun, taking it way too far.
I can tell.
It was yeah. Yeah. It was like that was Frank. I'm just gonna blame Frank.
You're gonna blame Frank.
Yep. That was totally him. Had nothing to do with me.
My word.
That works, right? I hope so. Otherwise, they may have a lawsuit coming. Oh. So yesterday I went to a bonfire and had s'mores and shot guns. That was good. I mean, that's always good to me. I like shooting guns. I didn't like shooting my 9mm ammunition because you can't find any more. That's not cool. But I do like when I go to the range and there's a guy there who I'm competing against and I beat him. And I did. Although that may have been because he couldn't see his sights last night. It was very dark. I am surprised his neighbors didn't call the police on us because we were shooting guns at like 9 o'clock at night in the dark. And apparently that was totally cool. I wasn't complaining.
Of course not. You were having fun.
I was having a lot of fun. And I have an invitation to come back and have more fun.
Oh, another thing, you get an extra hour of sleep tonight.
We get an extra hour of sleep tonight. Like, how could this week be any better? I mean, I'm clearly not going to use that extra hour of sleep for anything productive. But like, what?
Like sleep.
So for whatever reason, this has been a trend in my life ever since I was a thing. Fallback comes around. And we anticipate it as being like, oh, we're going to get an extra hour of sleep tonight. So if I go to bed at the normal time, I'll get an extra hour of sleep. Yay. Uh-huh. I always go to bed 2 hours later than normal.
That doesn't work like that.
No. Like, I'm losing an hour of sleep somehow or another on fallback nights. And I don't understand how that is, and I don't think it's right, and I don't like it, but I'm clearly also not going to do anything to fix it. So, it is fallback. But I'm still going to be tired tomorrow.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And do you know why?
Why?
'Cause it's never enough for me. Oh, sorry. I couldn't resist.
I don't. What? No. Never.
That's the next line, actually.
Yes, I'm aware of the line. And you have crossed.
That's fair.
I need to find somebody to sell stuff. My bags are full.
Have you ever seen the video about RPG RPG merchants?
Which one? There's a bunch of.
Well, like there's the one I've seen is like the longest one, and he's like just standing there. He's got like rotten fruit in his stall, and he's like, "Hello, sir. Would you like to buy some fruit for on your journey? I have a very sick son at home. I'm poor. I'm destitute." And the guy just like pulls out like all these items that are worth like hundreds and thousands of gold, and he's like, "I'm trying to get 3 copper so I can get my kids some medicine, and you are literally killing my entire family right now." "Oh, sure, I'll just buy whatever you got." "No, what, you got another sword? What's 20,000 gold? Fine, well, I don't need any money." "Right, fine, so here's everything I've got. I'm going to sell my house, sell my family, sell everything I've got, sell my clothes on my back." "Oh, you got another one, another 40, 50,000 gold. No problem." And then the guy like picks up like one piece of fruit, and it's like 2 copper. He's like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." And the guy like looks at it, and I don't remember precisely how it ends, but I think he like chucks it at his face or something. Just like add insult to injury or injury to insult, one of those two. Um, Probably order of operations injury to insult, but proper saying is insult to injury. But let's just leave that as it is. And yeah, it's great. I it's so fun.
Bramble. No, Monkey. Monkey sent me one. I sent it to Bramble.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey sent me one where it's like women's armor in video games,
Oh yeah.
and a guy walks up to a merchant and he's like, "Welcome, sir. Thank you for saving our town. As a reward, I would like to offer you either this breastplate or this magical staff. Which one will it be?" And the guy's like, "Breastplate."
Uh
He's
huh.
like, "Awesome, great choice, sir." And he hands him the breastplate and he puts it on and runs off as the NPC is thanking him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then um, the girl walks up behind, and the NPC is like, "Welcome, madam. Thank you for saving the town. Would you like this breastplate, or would you rather have this wonderful staff?"
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Breastplate." He was like, "But the staff." She's like, "I want the breastplate." He goes, and then it clicks, and he's got this little bikini thing,
Yep.
and he hands it over to her, and she's like, "Seriously?" And he goes, "It's got the same stats as the other one."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was great. Um,
It's
the
accurate.
yes, absolutely accurate. So, words are hard. I had them in my head, and then you got me all distracted.
I do that very well.
Very well. Um, so are you going to be there Friday night for the session 0 for Mumbles?
I will be late.
You will be late.
I don't actually have.
Are
Well,
you
okay, so I don't have a. I do, but I don't have a character. I am an NPC. Z.
okay?
So I have an NPC that I'm playing. I don't know if he's going to be necessary for session 0. Probably not. He will pop up from time to time. He is a walking, breathing stereotype. Um.
So you're saying you don't like him?
Oh, I love him. He's fantastic. If I'm doing the stereotype, I'm making fun of the stereotype, and that's fine. If people are doing the stereotype legitimately and they think it's a good character, that's a totally separate thing. I'm consistent. um.
Um, I'm. I took a character that I played in a short campaign. It was just levels 1 through 5.
Yep.
I also played him in a one shot, and I fleshed out his backstory some more,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the character I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he is going to be um, so he's going to be mostly druid with a little bit of barbarian kicked in.
Okay.
He's druid of the he's druid circle of the spores, and
Yep.
then he's going to be um, uh, barbarian, totem barbarian. And
Yep.
so early on, I will. Holy moly! Okay, don't go up there. Got it. Thank you for. Yes. Okay. I just walked up onto a camp, and and this guard, I guess,
Uh huh.
yanked me and basically just killed me right off the get go. Like Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Just insta death.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Well, alrighty then. Um. Anyways, that was distracting.
A little bit.
Um. What were we talking about?
We were. Did I distract you, Masters?
No, not that. The guy just insta killing me.
Oh, yes, that.
That distracted me. So we're talking about Friday's game.
Yes.
And yeah. So early on he'll get resistance to everything except for psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, he will also gain immunity to being poisoned, deafened, frightened. Um he'll be immune to crits. I think that's it. Yeah. That's not till level probably level 16 though. But yeah, so by the time he's level 20, he'll basically be invincible.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
I think I've seen a very similar build to this. I was watching some YouTube videos after.
I tried to find a build about this. It couldn't find anything. It was very frustrating because I was trying to get some pointers on where I should cut the level cap for each one. And I
YouTube.
eventually just ended on going all the way to because I'm doing level 14
Mm-hmm.
for the um,
Druid.
druid side so that I can get that immunity to everything. And then doing the other 6 levels in barbarian so that I can get all of my um, ability score increases.
Right.
Uh, so that's where I landed ultimately, but I couldn't find a single thing that was talking about it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty well exact. Like that. That's pretty well how they had their setup. I think it was like. I think it was also 14-6. Um. Yeah. It's been a couple months since I watched the video, but it was they started off barbarian and then went to druid. But you can do it either way.
well, I'm actually since we're starting at level 3, I'm doing 2 into druid and 1 into barbarian,
Mm-hmm.
so that I have rage and everything, but I also have circle of the spores started.
Okay.
So
I'm not actually sure which one would be more useful, but I mean, I guess together that would. I guess together they would be the most useful. Um.
yes, because I'll have rage so that I take half damage,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll have circle of the spores, which gives me temporary hit points. And so the rage giving me half damage will actually make my tip hit points last longer.
Right.
And my temporary hit points is how my spores are tracked. As soon as I lose all my temporary hit points, I lose uh, the
Mm-hmm.
spores. So I figured, why not do it all together? Um, and then this coming Saturday, Monkey's doing a Mumbles is the DM,
Right.
but Monkey's doing a 24-hour stream, and he's going to have uh, a session in there. Are you planning on being a part of that?
Do we know when it starts?
11 a.m.
That could be
Your time.
difficult because I'm supposed to be in a different campaign at 12.
Right. Right.
Which I just found out today is a campaign that starts at 12, despite the fact that it's been ongoing for like 2 months.
Oh yeah, I was in a similar campaign on Saturdays where I didn't know what time it started. I just kind of hung out until somebody jumped into voice, and then I would jump into voice, and then eventually we would start. Um, but I didn't find out until like a month later what time it was supposed to start each week.
Uh huh.
Like Bramble was like, kept coming in and be like, "Sorry, I'm late. This held me up. This held me up." Uh, And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even know when we were supposed to have started, so it's fine. um, uh, okay, that's not where he posted it. Trying to get you the exact time. Uh, yes, 11 a.m. is when
Well,
it starts.
yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Um,
Although there's a strong possibility, like there was this week, that they might just postpone it again,
um,
which would be like the
so
third week in a row.
currently there are 4 people playing. It's me, Monkey, uh, this guy that Monkey knows through some other thing. Uh, his name on Discord is Hurricane Ross, and I
Mm-hmm.
just absolutely love that because it's a reference to Friends.
Okay.
And then another lady, I assume it's a lady. The picture looks like a lady. Um, Cactus Rose Amber,
Mm-hmm.
um, and she's going to be playing with us as well, and it's going to be fun. Apparently, they both do extra life stuff,
Yeah.
and so Monkey knows them through extra life discords that he's in.
Yeah. This is all part of the big extra live stream.
Yep, his 24-hour extra life stream when he'll officially be a full-time streamer because he quit his job.
But he's getting a new one.
Hopefully, maybe, eventually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was not a good place for him to be.
Yeah. I mean, I was unaware that he did not have some place to go to. I was
Yeah.
kind of the under the supposition, I guess, that he had some place that he was moving from one place to another.
Nope.
Arr.
But apparently his wife just got a raise
Mm-hmm.
or a promotion or something like that. So he was like, "What better time to quit your job without having a backup than when the world's about to end?"
Mm. I mean, I mean, the world's about to end. We're all about to quit our jobs anyway. So, like, if stuff is on fire, I'm not going into work. I think that's a fair position to take.
I agree.
I mean, that's just
That's just common
a
sense.
common sense. Like, I open my front door, there's fire out there. I don't think uh, you know, I mean, I'm not going to add to the fire, like to help put it out. That becomes a difficulty. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't happen on my house, right?
Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Log out. Oh my goodness. Um,
Yes.
yes, that was it. That's all I
Mm,
got.
That's all you got? Has your week not been as good as mine?
I mean, I it was very very fast. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I have no complaints from this week, but oh, I got to play my Monday campaign for the first time in like a month. That was pretty fun. Got to play a new character. He was pretty cool to play.
Is that
Masters 8.
wait? Isn't Masters Eighth your character for Mumble's campaign?
No, um, the Druid Barbarian is the one from Mumble's campaign.
Okay. Well, why have you not been able to play in the Monday campaign for a month? Have they just not been doing it?
Um, yeah, we've just been um postponing it. So originally it was because the DM had a job where sometimes he would have to go into work late, and he was getting home, and he was just exhausted because he cleaned pools for a living.
Right.
Micro is the DM.
Okay.
Um, and so he got this new job. Well, the first week of the new job, he didn't want to. He didn't know how it was going to be, and so he just went ahead and canceled it so that he could do that. He also canceled 1 week for the interview to prepare for the interview. And then the week that he was ready to start doing it again, one of the guys was like, "Hey, I've got to study for my exams." And he was like, "Okay, well, I want you all to be there because we just had a massive breakup of our entire party.
Uh huh.
Like, there was some infighting going on, and so everybody just went their separate ways, and we all made new characters. Um, and so he wanted everybody to be there. No, wait, no, he wanted everybody to be there because we just had a major death in
Okay.
the party, and we were bringing in the new character, and then we did that session. That was about 2 weeks ago. We did that session, and that was when all the infighting started, um, because another character died that night after we, and it was actually the fault of one of the other. It was a fault of one of the new characters,
I wouldn't know
and
anything about
so
that.
yeah, and so we 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 were threatening to kill him and all this stuff, and so he ran away. And then the two of us that were left in the party from the start were like, actually, actually, it was I was the only one left for the original party. Everybody else was brought in. Anyways, the party split up. We created new characters. I played that character for the first time this past Monday, and it was a lot of fun. There was actually this moment um, where we went into um, this goblin.
Uh huh.
Um, uh, I don't know, market, goblin market. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
Um, and we were looking for a vial of holy water. And so I'm the charismatic one of the group. So I'm going around asking, "Hey, anybody got any holy water?" Of course, they're goblins. They're like, "Yeah, we've got holy water." And they're
Mm-hmm.
holding up these vials that are not holy water. Well, the paladin, I want to say he's a paladin, rolled well enough to notice that one of the vials was actually holy water. And they
Oh,
were like, 300 gold. We have no gold.
okay.
It's because uh, our old character spent all the gold we had, which wasn't very much to begin with. And with these fresh new characters, we have no gold. Uh, and so, uh, me, I was planning on doing this from the start,
Uh huh.
but he was like, he was like, he was the one that found it, so he went over and grabbed it, and they were like 300 gold, and I was like, hold up, let me see that, and I picked it and I looked at it, and inspecting it, and I'm like, no, this is just regular water. They're trying to dupe us, guys. And I swapped it for a vial I had on my person
Uh huh.
and gave them. I kept the holy water and gave them the other one, and the DM was Myra was like, "All right, roll, uh, roll sleight of hand."
Uh huh.
And this character has a +8 to sleight of hand.
Right.
I rolled a 12, got a dirty 20,
Uh huh.
and somebody had given me guidance to give me a plus and to give me a D4 on it.
Right.
And so I rolled a 1 on that. So I rolled a 21 total.
Uh huh.
His goblin rolled a natural 20, but he had no modifiers.
Uh,
So I won with a 21. He was like, darn it.
blackjack.
Oh, it was great. Uh, and then we went and fought some things and ended the session. It was a fairly short session.
Right.
Um, he's trying to get used to this having a natural time to go to bed at night, I guess.
Oh.
Very
Cir-
unusual.
circadian rhythm kind of thing.
Yeah. I guess that's the only reason I can think of that he ended session so early. Because it was like not even 8:30 when
Mm-hmm.
he ended the session. It may have been even earlier than that. Because I remember going, okay, I have time to go watch more Stargate, which
Hmm.
I just started season 7 today. There's 10 seasons in Stargate SG1. And there's a freaking episode right in the middle of season 6 that's just missing. I mean, I know what happens in that episode, uh, but it's the only episode in the entire series on Amazon that's not on Amazon Prime.
Huh.
Like, what? Why? Why this one episode in the middle of all of them? That's my mini rant.
Lord only knows. I mean, but you would be the person to find out.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
that's happened. And then on Thursday night, we finished up the latest chapter of Empire of Ghouls with Venjo.
right?
Um, and so uh, a lot of the party is leaving to go their separate ways and making new characters. Um, I love Venjo, so I just tweaked him a little bit. Um, and then everybody else is either making completely new characters or redoing major things on their character.
Right.
Um, all I did was change out a feat and then change out a spell. That was all I did. Everything else about Venjo I love, so I'm not touching him. um, but yeah, just role playing options. Their characters didn't like the direction that the campaign was going, so uh, they opted to bring in new characters, and we should be doing it in Foundry in a couple of weeks, which is exciting.
Yes.
Um, but we have a one shot that we're doing this coming Thursday that
Mm-hmm.
one of the players is actually DMing. And I think they said we're doing level 1 characters. So I'm just going to do a barbarian character. Oh, I didn't even tell you, which I completely skipped over this. So next Saturday, the character I'm playing is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So he's a feral tiefling.
Okay.
His name is Bertrand.
Okay.
Um, I didn't bother with an elaborate backstory because um,
This,
the whole
this sound.
campaign is what?
I said this sounds like my Tuesday character. I'm
Uh,
making it up right now.
um, because the whole thing is we go to the Boston's Children's Hospital, and then we learn that there's a cure available, and we have to go and get that cure. And there's something about we're coming dressed up as our favorite fantasy characters, and then somehow we actually turn into those fantasy characters during this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really know enough about what's going to happen in the campaign. I don't. Mumbles is DMing. I don't think Mumbles knows enough about what's going to happen uh, for this setting for me to have a backstory. So I didn't bother with a backstory. What I did was I went in and because I knew I wanted a bunch of languages
Uh-huh.
in case something like that comes up. Um, and so I just went and picked a background that would give me the most languages. Um, so he's a feral tiefling.
Yep.
I've got 2 levels of artificer.
Uh-huh.
I've got 5 levels of fighter
Right.
and 3 levels of rogue.
Gotcha.
And he is going to be epic. So with 2 levels of artificer, I get infusions.
Gotcha.
I can only have 2 infusions at a time, even though it gives me the option of 4 infusions that I can do. I
Right.
think that's the stupidest thing in the world. It's one of the things I hate about artificer is that I have these options, but why would I ever swap them out?
Right.
Um, Later on, you get the ability to use more of those infusions, but even at the end, you have more infusions you can do than you can have, and it's just the stupidest thing. Um, but anyways, so from the infusions I chose repeating shot or not repeating shot, returning. Let me actually get the name of it. Uh, Fighter. That's rogue. Um, where does it list these?
Great question.
It's not listing them. Let's go right here. I know it's here. Returning weapon,
Okay.
which gives me a +1 to attack and damage when I use a ranged weapon.
Okay.
Um, and so I have daggers.
Right.
So I infused a dagger so that when I throw the dagger, it returns to me. So
Mm-hmm.
I can throw that dagger for every attack action that I use.
Right.
The same dagger.
Uh huh.
Um, I also have enhanced defense,
Okay.
which gives me a +1 to my armor class.
All right.
Um, so I'm wearing studded leather, which gives me a base of 12. My dexterity is 18, so I get a +4 to that. So that brings me up to an AC of 16, and then this brings me up to an AC of 17.
Right.
We're level 10, by the way, if you didn't already add that up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got 3 levels of rogue, which gives me um, sneak attack,
Right.
and it gives me expertise. So I chose expertise in thieves' tools and perception, so that I
Right.
can open all the things and I can see all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I get my cunning actions,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get my roguish archetype, which I chose scout.
Okay.
So the whole point of this character is to not ever get hit.
Gotcha.
So even if you get up to him, you've got to roll higher than a 16 in order to hit him. But even if you come close to him, if you get within 5 feet of him, he's gone. He's just going to run away because I can use my reaction. If an enemy comes within 5 feet of me, I can use my reaction to move up to half my speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
That's helpful.
Yeah. So I can just, like, they start coming at me. Nope. I'm just out of there.
Masters, I have to ask real quick.
Yep.
How open is your DM in that game to homebrew items?
It's mumbles, and for this one shot, probably not that great.
I was gonna say, if he was, I have the perfect thing for your ranged attacker to never gets hit.
Uh
I've posted it.
huh. See that.
A repeating longbow, darn it!
I've seen that video actually.
I know, I've sent it to you multiple times. I'm like,
Oh.
Masters, let me do it. Please let me do it. Hey, so he can do 5 shots in 8 seconds. I figure 3 shots in 6 seconds is a totally legitimate thing that I should be able to do with a homebrew version of this. And he has to skip his next turn to reload. I think that's a great way to balance this out.
No.
That's a,
Um,
someone of the 3 people watching, Sasquatch, Friendly, or Broke Butt, please back me up on this.
then I've got 5 levels of fighter.
Unless, of course, you did something
Which-
stupid like this.
Huh?
Unless, of course, I do something stupid like this. In which case, twice as much fun.
Okay. Anyways, then I picked up 5 levels of fighter, which gives me the fighting style of archery, which gives me a +2 to attack rolls made with ranged weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And when you throw a dagger, it's a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I get second wind, so I can use a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 5 HP.
Uh-huh.
I get action surge, which gives me an extra action every per short rest. And then I chose the archetype champion so that I crit on a 19 and a 20.
Okay.
Then I get an extra attack. So I can throw this one dagger
Uh-huh.
3 times, and I crit on a 19 and a 20.
Yeah. That could be a little bit,
Yeah. So this one dagger is a +9 to hit,
Mm-hmm.
and it does 1d4 plus 5 damage.
Yep.
It's gonna be sweet.
It's like cheating.
Yeah, Mumbles Mumbles read the character sheet, and he goes, "Masters, make a new character." I said, what? He said, I've read it. It's too good. Make a new character. I said, nope, not doing it.
Hey, you made me remake stuff. This is hypocrisy.
Yes, but I'm not using homebrew. I'm legitimately using
You
everything that is
made me
legal.
change things on my sheet that weren't homebrew. I don't remember
Like
what they
what?
were, but you clearly did. I don't remember what they were.
No. As long as it's legal, do what you want.
I don't. See, this is the problem. I don't know what's legal or not. I barely play this. I mean, I'm involved in like 9 campaigns at this point, which I don't have time for. But holy crap, I don't know what I'm doing.
You're faking it really well.
No, I'm not.
Okay, let me make sure this is calculating correctly. So my hit with this dagger
Uh huh.
should be my dexterity plus my proficiency, which is 8.
Uh-huh.
Plus the okay, so it's not giving me the +2 from my archetype. So haha, my hit is 11. Bonus to hit. Boop boop. Bump that up by 2. Uh, when when thrown.
When thrown.
Yes, I said that it gets a +2 to the hit when thrown because that makes it a ranged weapon.
I mean, anything can be ranged if you throw it hard enough.
You're not wrong. It's just whether or not it's accurate and does damage.
I mean,
Okay.
in a fictional world where anything is
So
possible, anything is possible.
so I also have a passive perception of 20,
Uh huh.
um, passive investigation of 17. My thieves tools is a +12.
Okay.
My stealth is a +8.
All right.
I love this character.
Hmm. I really wish that you had um
Sure.
done another.
Roommate just scream something.
Yeah, I believe my pastor is coming over and he's greeting him and inviting him in. Um, loudly. Oh no, no, no. That's he's talking to his nephew. Yeah, I got nothing. Anyway, it's not Masters. It's not like I have like family or anything to compare this to. I don't know what he's doing. Um, remember, remember the part where like we weren't the part that didn't get recorded. I think that was the part where I made the joke about nobody wants to join the family of Sasquatch.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh huh.
What about it?
Oh yeah. I was just using that as a point of reference to be like, yeah, I don't have any of relating to people who have people joining their family. Yeah. So.
Oh, I also hope that this next Saturday, when because we're going to a hospital, so I'm hoping that Mumbles is like, these people are dying. I'm just gonna be like, spare the dying, spare the dying, spare the dying, spare the dying. They're not dying anymore. They're all stable.
Alrighty then. I guess if that works.
I picked up spare the dying just for that. There wasn't any other good cantrips for me to grab.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that that's not a good one either, but okay.
So I have prestidigitation, spare the dying, and thaumaturgy.
Hey, I love thaumaturgy and prestidigitation.
Yeah,
Well, however you say that word.
prestidigitation.
It's weird. It's rare that I can't make a word come out. Prest. That's one. Prest.
Prestidigitation.
We found something I cannot pronounce.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
There you go.
Wow, that was a lot harder than it should have been. Um,
So I also have absorb elements,
yes.
which as a reaction allows me to absorb um
Elemental damage.
1d 1d6.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
Oh no, I just have resistance of it. So whatever damage it is would be halved.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next attack I can add an extra d6 of that damage type. And then of course I've got cure wounds. I picked up fairy fire because it seemed like the best option.
That is why I lost on Thursday.
Because they used fairy fire.
Uh-huh. Everybody had
Don't you have
advantage.
legendary resistances?
Not to that.
What do you mean not to that? You don't have legendary resistances where 3 times a day you can be like, nope, I succeeded that one.
Yeah, I totally did have those. I didn't remember. I had my character sheet open and everything. Didn't see it in the slightest. Probably should have used that. Would have saved me an infinite amount of pain and suffering, and would have allowed me to cause so much more.
Yeah. You definitely have 3 resistances per day.
That's okay. I killed one, was about to take down another one, and if the other one went down,
Actually killed?
probably should have been permadeath. Friendly was being very generous.
He is very generous. Like I said, he sent me a DM where he said that his Friday group killed that entire camp that you guys were in Tuesday night.
Yes.
I was like, no, there's no way. He was like, but they did. It's like, no, there's no way. But they did. No. Read the book. Like he even told me how they did it, and I was like, yes, and you could have done this to get around that. It's like eventually they will run out of spells.
Just for point of reference, what did they do?
So there's a ladder going up to the second guard tower.
Uh-huh.
They went up to the guard tower, killed the guards,
Okay.
and then set up camp there, and put spike growth on the ladder.
Okay.
And so everybody was climbing up the ladder trying to get to them and then taking the damage. And I was like, but once the first person does that,
Mm-hmm.
don't go up the ladder anymore. Go up the side of the cliff. It'll take a little bit longer, but they can get up there without the ladder.
Masters. You're not thinking. If you're a DM with an infinite number of disposable bodies to throw at something, the next cultist climbs over the heap of bodies, touches the ladder, climbs up, falls. After he dies, the pile is now 13 meters high. They will reach you. The next cultist climbs over the pile of bodies.
Where you were going with that.
If you have infinite bodies, use infinite bodies. Like that would, number one, be terrifying. Then it would be funny. And then they'd be like, how sadistic is this DM? Is he actually going to read off every single person? And I'm like, I'm doing math here. Let me.
See, their bodies are all about half. This one's a little thicker because he ate more this today.
Uh-huh. The bodies
this one's feeling a little bloated.
The ones on the bottom are beginning to compress.
The bodies are trying to find an equilibrium point where they feel at rest and they're not just toppling off the side.
Uh-oh. Give me a second. Entertain people, masters.
What?
I said entertain people.
Entertain people? I'm not good at that. Don't put that kind of pressure on me.
Well, you have no option. Good luck.
I do have an option. Why are you leaving me? Why are you... No, come back. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on Brokebutt. Okay, well, since you left me, I'm gonna bring up the story that Brokebutt wants me to tell you while you're not here, because that's how this is gonna work. So, in our interactive chat, Brokebutt has sent this message. I shall read it to you now. Uh, since it's Halloween, if you're still recording this, I think is appropriate discussion would be the insanely impressive escape room Masters invented while where I played a role, Brokebutt being I, played a role of a mad scientist who transformed into a creature due to an elixir I had tested on myself. Yes. So I've actually built two escape rooms at this point. Um, the escape rooms themselves were really good. The materials that I had to work with were really not. Um, so we used a bike chain for one of the locks, and because we were basically just using whatever we had instead of going out and getting properly fitted stuff because we were trying to do this on the cheap because it was a one-time thing for church. And so I made this escape room, and one of the clues was in a cabinet that we tied up with a bike lock. Well, the bike lock, if not secured properly, and even when secured properly, would leave a gap large enough for somebody with really tiny arms to get their hands in there and get the thing out without actually doing the lock, which is very annoying. Um, and I did if I did two escape rooms, lots of puzzles, lots of riddles, and all this other stuff that I made up all by my lonesome and put into practice. Um, and then promptly told them that I would never do this again because unless, of course, we had the proper materials, because it's a pain in the butt to put in a ton of work for something for somebody to completely bypass it because of your inadequate equipment.
You're giving people
Um,
bad DM advice.
no, I'm telling people about the escape room that I made.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I
Yes.
did see that pop up, and I was like, we should talk about that. And then apparently just decided to jump right on that without me here.
Yeah, I specifically said I was going to jump on it because you left me.
Uh huh.
And
Okay.
now that you're back, we're just going to move on. So,
Crap. Now I'm
what
actually gonna
was
have to
that all about?
listen to this podcast. Darn it.
What was that all about?
Oh, my pastor's here, and he needed a Sharpie,
Your pastor's there and needed a Sharpie.
and I had one. I didn't even know that I
Did
had one.
did you say I'm recording a podcast?
It did come up.
Oh, is he going to listen to the podcast now? Are you in trouble?
He doesn't know where to.
Oh, you don't think that's going to come up in the future?
It hasn't yet. And
Oh,
technically, I just said I was having a conversation, which is true.
technically, technically, it is true because that is the whole point of this podcast is for me and Gabby to have a conversation,
Hmm.
and then he leaves me.
I mean, you've done that before.
Yes, but for legitimate reasons.
That wasn't a legitimate reason.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I think it was a very legitimate reason. There's all. I
Oh,
mean, yeah.
okay.
By the
So,
way, we should
anyways,
have. We should go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, anyways, go ahead.
we should what?
No, no. Continue. Continue. I'll bring
No,
that
I
up.
want to hear what you were gonna say.
I will bring it up when you're done.
Okay. So, uh, I made this escape room.
Hmm.
I actually, we actually recorded videos and put them on a computer that they had to unlock, and there was an iPad that they had. Um, and I played the role of an insane asylum person.
Hmm.
Scared the crap out of some girls.
Always fun.
That tried to set me free.
Hmm.
Almost bit one of them, um, on purpose. Um,
Wait. Like you were acting this out, or you actually did this?
I was acting this out. and actually did this.
I mean, we've talked before about how you have an oral fixation, so I'm just making sure things were on the up and up here.
Things were definitely on the up and up. We were in a church, sir.
Opportunity presents itself.
In a room full of people.
You can play it off like it wasn't.
No, no. Also, underage girls. Should I mention that? Does that help the situation any?
No, not at all.
No, it's really not. No, that probably just makes it worse. Mr. Gabby. Anyways,
Yes, go ahead.
anyways, so, um, I was an insane person that was locked up. That they had to convince me to give them some of the clues to get out of the room. Um, so I got to do a little bit of live action role play. It was
Hmm.
pretty fun. Uh, also, in the second part of the room,
Yes.
it was basically two escape rooms. Um, it did not go well at all. They tried to rush it, and it was bad. Um, anyways, the second room,
Mm-hmm.
um, Broke Butt was in, and she was this mad scientist. We actually stuck her in a dog cage and locked her in it.
I've had that happen
Um,
before.
and they had to get her out, let her out, and give her a potion to turn her back into her normal self
Aha.
as part of getting out of the room. Um, and she played it perfectly, beautifully. It was fun.
Sounds
She
like it.
had fun. Yeah.
I can well
I'll
imagine.
never do it again until I have proper um, accoutrements because it was a pain in the butt.
Food lighting in a fog machine?
I'm not even going to comment. So, what were you saying?
Oh, I was saying that we should have a conversation about um uh methodology. Uh I had the word and then I had to argue with you to get you to continue your story. Um Policy. Yes, we should have a policy conversation about this grand travesty and its continuing adventures. Boldly go where no podcast has gone before. Great.
This grand travesty? You want to talk about the podcast?
I do.
What are we talking about the
Just
podcast?
ever so briefly. Um what are your thoughts on guess? I know we've already had one. An
It
unwitting
was
one.
unintentional.
It wasn't unintentional, but it was unwitting.
Uh-uh.
I mean, you could also just say that was because of who it was. But that, I mean, that's neither here nor there.
You just want to get Broke Bed on here to yell at me. Notice there's no denying.
I was not denying it. I was also not going to deny it. And I say it's not so much that I want her to yell at you. Um, I'm trying to figure out a way to like spread out how much she yells at me. So I figure if I have her on the podcast every once in a while, it'll happen less throughout the week.
You don't know her very well, do you?
Apparently not. I mean, so far our topic of conversations have been the fact that Chewbacca was not tied up in episode 6, guns, more guns, a lot of guns, guns, um, Bible, also guns. Um,
Guns in the Bible.
there are no guns in the Bible. We checked.
That is a lie, sir. How do you think Samson took down all those people? With his guns.
Oh,
Welcome to the gun show, baby.
oh, everything hurts, and I want to die.
Ah, you should have seen that one coming.
And we've talked about my views on Samson before. We don't need to bring that back up.
Yes. Yeah. Let's not talk about that again.
Oh, I I think that's a very legitimate. But
I don't, but that's a different story.
that's just like your opinion, man. Reference?
Is it?
Oh, everything hurts and I want to die. But not as bad as the first one. Um, or when you called Boba Fett Django, that hurt. That hurt a lot too. Um, hmm. Okay. So, talked about my curry, my job, D&D, shooting guns,
We kind of
s'mores.
shoehorned the Muppets in there.
We did. Um, let's see. I could talk about my latest acquisition, but I'm not sure if I want record of that on the airwaves. Because whether or not my pastor does find this podcast, I'm sure there's an ATF agent who'd like to find it. Not that I've. No. Masters, that needs to be in the other channel.
Nope.
Why not?
Do you not get it?
Thinking. Processing. I feel like this is going to hurt my head. Oh, wow. Wow. Yep, you're right. That should not be in the other channel. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been great. um,
That interaction right there tells me everything I need to know about you.
what?
The fact that you didn't get that the first time.
Well, I think this is.
If it hadn't been for the title, I wouldn't have understood it.
I mean, in fairness, I don't have a lot of experience with things like that. In fact, none at all.
Oh my goodness.
What are you on? Like our Halloween costumes right now?
No, this is just Reddit on Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm gonna post this one and the other one
Like,
because this is freaking amazing.
say right now, Twitter is just all people.
So on Twitter,
Everyone's.
I have the word Halloween as a blocked word, so I don't get any of that on Twitter.
Oh, everything on Twitter right now is just people dressed up as The Rock. That's everything on Twitter right now. So you don't need to look on Twitter. That's all there is. People dressed up as The Rock.
No, not on my screen because, like I said, I have Halloween as a blocked word.
Yeah, that doesn't help. They're not posting it. There's like Rock play or yeah. Everyone's just dressed up as The Rock. It's just what's happening. Oh, take it back. There is a Johnny Bravo meme. Not mine. No one bought into that one.
It's a beautiful day. Not as beautiful as me.
Terrible Johnny Bravo.
I haven't heard his voice in 12 years. No, 22 years. Math is hard.
Like, what would it take to get Johnny Bravo on a streaming service? Like, asking for a friend. Me.
for whoever owns Cartoon Network to make a streaming service and then to put him on it.
Isn't there actually one called like Boomerang or something? And then
That is a channel, and he is on there.
ooh, mm,
I have wanted the Boomerang channel since it became a thing, but you have to pay for it, and my parents never would.
mm-hmm.
And I don't pay for cable. Actually, there might be.
I love concept art. I'm not posting that in the regular channel. I'd sent that directly to you just because pretty things.
Oh my word.
Yep.
That is awesome. But this is what I was my wording about.
Mm.
Boomerang.com. $40 a year.
That's not bad. I think that's probably because they're not really going to get like new content. So they don't have to pay to make new content. So they don't have to keep upping their prices like Netflix just did. Fun. I think. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. In a world.
Show. Okay. Wow.
I swear to you, I'm gonna make it right.
Aw.
Hmm.
It's got a lot of good ones on here, but it's mostly Looney Tunes stuff.
I
Johnny
mean,
Bravo is not on here.
okay.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not. Yeah, the old Looney Tunes, the good Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Like the new ones are just
Uh,
crap.
yeah.
Did you? I think we talked about this like when it first came out. I don't know if that was when the podcast was going on yet or not, but it was definitely a thing that we talked about. But about how in the new Looney Tunes that have not come out yet, that they've replaced Elmer Fudd's gun with a scythe.
Yes.
And I'm like,
We have talked about that on the podcast.
okay, yeah, I'm just still salty about that. This seems like a much less painful way to die. Let's chop you in half.
Yes, and the gun would kill a lot quicker than the scythe would.
There's a reason we call it like that's the most humane way to do things. Oh, but everyone should just be a vegetarian. Yeah, screw you. That too far? No, that's not far enough.
I almost want Boomerang as much as I want Disney Plus.
Mm,
I mean, Scooby Doo and Batman, the movie.
yeah, I remember that. That was quality. I think that's actually even the voice of what's his name? The guy who was initially Batman. What's his name?
I don't know. That's your area of expertise.
I know, and I'll remember it. Adam West. I think that was actually his voice on there. That was yeah, just classics. Classics, man. Kids today, they don't understand.
Yep.
No appreciation for the final things in life.
So one of my favorite subs on Reddit
Yes.
is confusing perspectives because it gives you gems like this.
Oh.
Like even with the red circle, my first initial thought was, "Wow, that guy stood in the exact same spot and got a haircut the next year."
Wow.
And then I looked around and I went, "Oh, they're all the same." Oh, even with the red circle.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So yeah. Oh, What? Oh, no. I just want to slap that guy.
What guy?
So I actually did go on r/Halloween costumes, and um, there's a guy doing a Mandalorian Call of Duty mashup costume, and it's just awful. Just
That sounds awful.
it's just no. He should be ashamed of himself.
Is that what we're gonna do the rest of the night?
Critique other people's horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's good. I like this. When you take Nerf too seriously. This is quality stuff right here.
uh,
Yeah. This is just some of these are just cringe. Like such cringe. Can't even deal with. I don't do cringe comedy, and these are just unbelievably bad.
The Pixar lamp.
Mm-hmm.
The dwarves. Have you seen that one yet?
No.
Oh, that's from 3 years ago.
What are you doing all time?
No, I'm on Hot.
Oh. I don't know what I'm on.
Which send me the link to the one you're on.
I don't know what I'm on.
Because I think I misspelled it, and there's actually one with the misspelling.
how did you misspell it?
HOLLO.
HALLOWEN. So we have two different Reddits. Okay.
Yes. Halloween is
Apparently how you
are
spell
you
it in
just
the
on
South.
our Halloween?
No, r/Halloween costumes.
Oh, underscore costumes.
No. One
No?
word. r/Halloween costume. This is I don't know how you're having difficulty with this.
Because there's like okay, so underscore costumes has more uh people in it.
Okay. I don't know.
It's because people make up their
Own Reddits?
own Reddit subreddits.
Uh-huh.
That's why.
Yeah, we should stop that.
Oh, here's people doing Aang and Toph and Zuko. Ooh, and Uncle Iroh. Somebody's Uncle Iroh.
I want to see Uncle Arrow.
It's actually a pretty good one. Let's see here.
Did he use a pillow, or is this like post-jail Uncle Arrow? Oh, you can barely
If
see
he's
it.
American, he probably.
It's Tea Shop
If he's
Uncle Arrow.
American, oh no.
What?
He doesn't have a pillow.
Yeah, this is Tea Shop Uncle Arrow. He's got a pretty decent prosthetic on his forehead.
He has his top knot. He has his top knot.
No, but like check out his forehead in that second picture. Like he has some
Yeah.
pretty. That's like I'm not sure if that's a prosthetic or what, but that's legit.
It is a prosthetic. If you zoom in, it's part of the costume.
That's pretty cool.
It's not when you zoom in.
You know, I also look better from a distance.
Oh, still a good one. Oh, this. I don't know if this speaks to the current state of affairs or what, but
Oh my. Like that's impressive. But apparently
yeah,
she can't go out anywhere to show it.
Too long.
Huh?
Oh no, it says I think I left my last mask on for too long. Is what it says.
I mean, so I like legitimately can't wear the ones over your ears because if I wear them for like 2 hours, which is a thing that happens, um, yeah, I start bleeding out the back of my like on the back of my ears. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wear a bandana and look like I'm robbing the place, and I'll be
That
totally
do-
fine with that.
that doesn't work at Disney World. It is a requirement that you have to have them ones that go over your ears for Disney.
Well, I guess I'm not going to Disney from now on for a while. Unfortunately.
Which, after wearing a gaiter for one, not even a whole day, but for like half a day,
Mm-hmm.
I understand why. Because the gaiters fall more often than anything else that I've worn. You're constantly just pulling it back up.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't. But like, I have like a legitimate like Old West bandana,
Yeah.
several of them, and cowboy boots, and a, maybe we should stop there. Perhaps, maybe. Oh, wow, that's pretty good, Mysterio. Going to an
Um,
escape room is this? That's
I
going.
am 90% sure this is a dude.
I am 100% sure that that's a dude. Look at the angle of the eyes. It's a guy. Also, the
Yeah.
5 o'clock shadow. Kind of a giveaway. And the Adam's apple. You might be able to get away with one of those, but if you got all three,
That's pretty cool. How does he see?
I don't know. Um, you know, there are some great questions in life. That is one of what the heck is that? Okay. Um. Okay. This just has to be shared. Um. Straight up.
Why'd
It's
you have to share the whole Reddit post? Oh, it's a video.
it's a video.
That's a dog. Oh, it's a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That would terrify the crap out of Ducky.
Almost scared the crap out of me. Pretty close. Um. Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Anything in here worth mentioning, worth looking at? Um. Do what?
Oh, have you seen the vice presidential debate?
Yes. Did someone dress up as the fly? Yes, they did. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh dear. This is just
Why does the Yoshi costume make me feel wrong?
the pose. It's absolutely the pose. Yeah. I mean, the guy as Donkey Kong is also not doing something which should be done on camera. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the pose. Um, in both regards. Let's see, what do we got? Like, where's the good ones? Come on, give me the good ones. Oh, hello, Joe Exotic. That was terrifying. Um, wow. Yeah, people. I'm coming very quickly to the conclusion that people just don't have any imagination anymore, and yeah, that's about. Oh, that's terrifying.
Oh my goodness! Here we go. We're getting the Muppets on here.
We're getting the Muppets on here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
Yes. Oh
That's
my goodness.
that's legit. Although, is that actually a costume or is that just the
It's
Swedish
actually a
Chef?
costume. Actually a costume.
How?
Oh my! Somebody made it.
I know, but like, where's the? How did you? How do you do this?
You have talent that we don't have.
This is true. I mean, let's be honest. That applies to pretty much everybody. Sort of a universal constant that people have talent that you and I don't have. Oh man.
Nope, not even gonna post that one. Just nope.
Nope.
Somebody dressed up as the Cheshire Cat and just nope. Nope.
Well, that explains a lot about the picture without you actually having to post it.
Yep.
So, yep. Uh huh. I'm seeing a lot of candy shoots this year, and not a lot of inventiveness on those either, except for the one which was like the cat's butthole. That was kind of interesting. Oh, Sam Eagle. Always count on Sass to have a good one.
Yeah.
Perfect quote from the movie as well to accompany this one. This is my costume. I'm a homicidal maniac. I look just like everyone else. Gotta love
Cool
Wednesday
beans.
Adams. Mm-hmm.
Never seen the movie or the show.
Masters, what's wrong with you? Like,
We don't. This isn't that kind of podcast,
like
bro.
no. We need to figure this out because like, go back. Why? Like those are the 90. I mean, I guess they were actually in the thousands, but those are like 90s classics, dude. Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, what about this?
What about what? Oh wow, that's legit.
That is legit.
I like that. They've been laughing since I can't remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore. Oh, that's the real travesty. That's the only travesty of that movie that they didn't have some sort of, you know, bonding duet together. I mean, I guess that would have also been kind of awkward in the second movie when they weren't together. But I mean, it would have been really cool for the first one. um,
Why weren't they together in the second one?
I know. Well, I mean, I guess Max did get a girlfriend in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, but I'm just gonna come out and say it straight away. She was infinitely inferior to Roxanne. Also, this is taking the cake right here for the most inappropriate costume of Halloween.
What, the one I just sent you?
Nope. But that one's a close second. Like, wow. How much is wow? Well, it's just a little bit south of Boing.
Wait, what?
That's um a White Christmas reference. Have you ever seen White Christmas Masters? Masters.
I'm looking.
Oh my word.
Nope.
You're killing me. Literally, you're killing me. Like, how do you not?
Ooh.
How do you not see these movies? Like, I assumed at some point there was just like required learning. Like, not. I mean, yeah, required learning. You're mad as a hatter. Okay, here's a decent jack o' lantern.
Ooh. Here's a throwback.
Yes. Oh
Uncle
my.
Phil.
Wow. That's pretty spot on.
Oh, this isn't bad either.
Mm-hmm.
Jacques Sparrow.
That's just an imager link.
Yep, that's not working like it's supposed to.
It's here. Let me help you. There we go.
How'd you do that?
Check.
I'll accept that answer.
That's good because I don't really have a better one. Let me see here.
Oh, no, this one is no, this one's wrong.
I mean,
No.
what is wrong? Oh yeah.
Nice try, but no.
No. Like, have you ever been on the Reddit? There was an attempt.
Yes.
There was an attempt.
Speaking of an attempt, we have a winner right here.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Flash. And the best part, he is actually in a DMV.
Yes. Oh, I won't say this is the best one, but yes, represent Beaker.
Beaker? Oh, Beaker. Wow. That's that's pretty good.
That's pretty daggum good.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, this one's nice. Hey. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Shigo. Oh, yep. I got that one.
My favorite episode was where he went into their house, and every time they're talking to him, there's like a lamp
Mm-hmm.
blocking it, or there's a bookshelf.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was the best running gag of that show.
Let's
Okay, this is kind of creative. Kind of.
okay. Okay. Yeah. It's like low energy creative.
Yeah. It makes more energy than I have. Okay, no, we have a new winner for most inappropriate.
Okay. Beyond the pregnant nun. Oh, did you ever have I ever told you my pregnant nun joke?
Yes.
I have. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's the thing. We're really stretching the line on a quote unquote family friendly Discord right now. I'm like
Hey, I didn't post the one that I sent you.
fair. Ah, I suddenly have hankering for Mother Russia. Cannot tell why.
Oh, here we go. This is legit.
Oh, that's nice. Well, this guy's probably a member of the five. No, that's cardboard. They don't let you in the 501st with cardboard armor. Why did he pixelate his entire background?
I don't know. I guess so you couldn't dox him.
Or maybe he just didn't feel like cleaning his room. He's like, I'll pixelate things and no one will notice.
That's 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 another good guess.
Uh,
Oh wow.
I will.
I have not.
I
I've
will.
refused to watch Stranger
I will
Things,
post comrade.
but look at this.
Oh yeah, I think that might actually be like his second year doing that. Oh no, because one I saw last year was different. But yeah, I've seen those. That's it's a lot more effort than I'm willing to put into something. I'll say that for sure. Particularly something that I'm only going to use one night. You know.
And for the pet division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What is it? Oh wow. And with one fell swoop, my Discord was now racist.
Hey, no, he signed up for that.
I know, but
Oh, that's good.
getting banned on Halloween. There we go.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Oh wow. I like this is never.
Okay,
Yes.
another movie I've never seen that
Okay.
you'll probably appreciate.
You've never seen Spaceballs?
I've never seen Spaceballs.
But wait, no, you've never seen Spaceballs.
I've never seen Spaceballs.
Okay. So we're gonna fix this. Me and Brokebutt, we're gonna finish episode 6 next week. Week after that, I will try and get her to watch Spaceballs. You will be invited, required to be there. We're going to remedy this situation because
Hey,
Spaceballs.
look, somebody dressed up as you.
Someone dressed up as me. Eh, no, that's Poshu, and he is dead. It is not nice to misrepresent the dead after they're dead. You can do it before, but
Oh, this is scary.
hmm. Is that what is that the name of? Is that like the little girl from Finding Nemo who was shaking the bag?
No, she's just a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh, kind of looks like the little girl from
I
Finding
did that
Nemo.
costume one year.
Which costume?
A ventriloquist dummy. So I um found I bought two T-shirts with the tuxedo print on them,
Uh huh.
and I wore one myself, and I gave one to a girl that was working with me at McDonald's at the time, and she was my ventriloquist, and I was the dummy, and I had the lines on my face and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
I creeped people out all day. Um, the only reason I dressed up, I don't ever dress up, but the only reason I dressed up when I was working at McDonald's was because it was a chance to not have to wear the uniform.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh wow. Um, and so yeah, and I only that entire day I didn't talk unless that girl's hand was on my back.
So this was a subtle ploy, not so subtle
Nope, she was
ploy.
a lesbian.
It was still a not so subtle ploy to have female contact. Gotcha. Whether she was ever going to go farther was totally not part of the equation.
Oh yes.
I'm glad you're agreeing. We should all admit to our faults. Also, that's a pretty awesome Mandalorian.
Check this one out.
Mayhem! I know him. That can't be. That's that crazy guy who's always on TV. I need to stop doing parodies because it's becoming easier. Like,
Speaking of parodies,
would that be it's,
finish our dang song.
you know,
Dang it, Sass! No!
what did he do?
Why? Probably sending you the same thing.
No, he didn't send me squat.
He didn't send you a cactus, an avocado,
Nope.
and a walnut
Nope. He sent
or a
me
tree.
he sent me nothing.
Dang it, Sass.
I'm feeling somewhat left out, actually. My cousin, dadgummit. Have a talk with him at the next family reunion. Nope. Is there no one here who has any good ideas? Oh. The candy cannon? No.
So did you look at what I just sent you?
What you just sent me, but I just saw what you sent. Oh, hello.
Yep, that's what he sent me.
Oh, dear. He and I are going to have a talk. Oh. Little flat, but it's not bad.
Oh, Leon.
That should be like. Okay, so did you ever see Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Of course.
Do you remember like the scenes in the hat, and they'd have things come out of there, like things you can say about your computer but not your girlfriend?
Yep.
That would have probably qualified on one of those.
Alrighty then.
Moving right
That's
along.
hilarious. I scrolled past this one earlier because it looked stupid, but
Good.
now that I actually read it,
Uh-huh. Oh, Carol Baskin Robbins, yeah.
that's funny.
I didn't know that you watched Tiger King.
I haven't.
Oh. Also, something you need to remedy.
Nah, I'm good.
There are some pits that humanity has delved into that you should really just expose yourself to and move on with life. Something like that. Is there no one left with intelligence or creativity in the world? What is this? No, that is not it. There's a what a who to what? Why do you take a picture of yourself and cut your face out? Unless you're trying to... Never mind. Okay, we've gone way too far. Like way, 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 way too far with the whole have you seen deepfakes?
Yes.
We've officially crossed a line. Like
Have we?
we have crossed a line. Like that's too far. We have gone too far. Go back.
I'm a mouse. Duh.
Oh. Yep.
Oh, something we haven't talked about today.
Which is?
Sean Connery died.
The what? Say that again?
Sean Connery. Sean Connery died.
I did not hear that. How did I not hear that? Like, I was just having a conversation with somebody like last week about how I hoped we were still going to get like one more movie out of Sean Connery. Crap.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Darn it. Darn it, 2020. No.
Yeah. He
Like,
died at the age of 90.
someone needs to go wrap like Kevin Bacon in bubble wrap right now. Like, we can't lose anyone else important. There's kind of a joke there because if Kevin Bacon, the joke is that if Kevin Bacon dies,
Yes.
we lose that.
Yep.
You know, yeah,
Yep.
you know that joke. Okay, yeah,
Yep,
but,
I
like
know that joke.
someone go do that
That
quick.
joke is like 3 years old at this point.
I know, but still, someone go do that. You can't lose the bacon. Ah, push the wrong button. Push the wrong button. My computer hates me now. Wow. So that explains why there was like 3 people doing terrible Sean Connery impressions. I'm like, what is going on here, folks? Now I'm sad. I'm extra
There went
sad.
your good week.
What? I
There
know.
went your perfect week.
Well, I'll be happy again as soon as we get off the podcast and I can play with my new toy. Um, again.
I mean, at this point, you're just drawing it out by talking about costumes.
I know. Well, actually, now I'm drawing it out talking about kind of halfway Sean Connery. Um, but man, I guess, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of a thing that happens, but yeah, damn it. Okay, 3 people we need to protect. Number 1, Kevin Bacon. Number 2, Dick Van Dyke. Number 3, yeah, screw number 3. Let's just go. Let's just go with the 2. Let's take what we can get. We can end of the year with Kevin Bacon and Dick Van Dyke still standing up. I think we'll be all right.
So we've talked about this before, but I really, really hate Twitter's cropping of photos.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through my timeline,
Uh-huh.
and you retweeted this.
Uh-huh.
The most attractive thing about a woman is the lack of her.
Yep.
That's all it says. The
Uh-huh.
lack of her.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what? Click on it. Activity on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now that makes a complete thought.
Uh-huh. What they're trying to do is to quote unquote increase engagement because they don't really know that you're looking at something until you actually click on it. And so if they crop it really badly, then they have engagement on that post. So that's why they do it. But
Doesn't make it any less stupid.
fair, yes. This is the best Twitter post I've seen all day. So it's kind of a dead day. I mean, this isn't bad, but yeah, Twitter totally let me down. It didn't even tell me that John Connery died. Twitter. Like,
It's over on the right hand side.
it ain't on the right hand side for me. I got Japan's mundane Halloween costume tradition persists. Disney Plus. Pop Sugar, whatever that is. Bloomberg City Lab and protests continue against abortion ruling in Poland. That's what I got. Oh, how U.S. cities are preparing for Election Day unrest. I am prepared.
I've got Japan's mundane Halloween costume traditions persists.
I should actually see what
The
that is.
Mandalorian season premiere ends with a massive character reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Sean Connery dies aged 90.
I don't have that.
Texas Republicans ask federal judge to throw out 100,000 ballots in Harris County cast through curbside voting. Alabama election news and updates.
Sure. Yeah, Japan's costumes are stupid. Like they are just people's. They're just people. Okay, that's totally crap. I wasted my time, and now yours too. Welcome to listening to a podcast where wasting your time is what we do. Right. Tank trending. What is? Unless this is the Cowboy Bebop theme, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. Rocky Horror Live, Penn State, UFC, OSU, Ryan Garcia, Sean Wade, John Malancey, Floyd, Bot, Mayweather, Hocus Pocus, Ryan Day, John Clifford, Butler. I got nothing. Wait, maybe if I go to entertainment? No. I got nothing on Sean Connery. This is weird. Like, this is kind of a big deal. Bigger deal than Scotland, but yeah, I got nothing. I'm Sid. I would like to see a story regarding Sean Connery besides the one that you... But oh, well, that's from the BBC. Clearly, he's more missed in Scotland than he is here. I'm gonna be honest. Before I settled on making chef, I was going to do Atliha. He was going to come to like avenge his students, and I was going to give him Sean Connery's voice. So that would have been awkward. What are you doing there, Masters? I hear there's lots of typing.
Yes.
What are you typing?
Monkey is messaging me about things.
I don't care. All right. I mean, I know I asked, but I mean, I don't care. Very well then. Zen. Not actually that bad of a German accent. I can try that sometime. I'll find something. I'll find something to use that on. I usually have a terrible German accent. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than what I usually do. So, we have now reached the portion of the podcast where we are both kind of just doing our own thing, and we are not really conversing with each other anymore. So, for those of you who are still tuned in, I'm not sure if I should apologize for this or just kind of let it go on, because I mean, this is the Where's Was podcast. Be kind of rude, really, for us to deprive you of what is happening here or what is not happening. The better way of saying this. I mean, I want you to enjoy yourselves, but when you tune into the podcast and you listen until the 2 hour and 43-minute mark, you kind of get what you are asking for, I think. I don't think this is a difficult thing for me to say that it is not my fault if you are still here. Is that fair? I think that's fair. Yes? Masters, is that fair?
Sure.
Okay, good. Anything else? That's usually the sign. The answer is no. Alright, so thank you everybody, I suppose, for watching. It's been a good time here. I think I've had a lot of fun. I certainly had a lot of fun this week. Thank you for tuning in. This has been probably
probably one of the more enjoyable podcasts we've had in the last little bit here, and I quite enjoyed it. I'm not really sure what voice this was supposed to be, but it's kind of quickly turning into Kermit. It wasn't supposed to be, but here we are. Yeah, there. So, thank you all for tuning in, listening in. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, things like that. Sharing, most importantly of all, because I mean that helps us get the word out that the world's worst podcast is well, I mean it's not really getting any worse because it's already the worst there is. So, yeah, we can only go up from here, but then we'd be kind of losing our name, so we're not actually going to improve anything. It's just going to be the way things are right now. So, yeah, please be sure to share this podcast, inflict our misery upon other people. Hopefully you
Hey,
all...
you. What are you doing over here?
Are you addressing me,
See,
sir? Or are you...
yeah, you just ruined it. I was trying to role play with you a little bit, and you just completely dropped the ball.
I mean,
You know, kind of like Kermit coming up and being like, "Wait, he's not the real Kermit. I'm the real Kermit."
well, you didn't really sound all that much like Kermit there when you did it, so...
Well, you don't sound at all like Kermit right now. So,
I mean, that's fair, I suppose. I mean, this is just kind of the rough voice that goes into play whenever I'm just doing things, you know. Although that was a little bit Kermit, I think. Up for debate. Anyway, yeah. So, has been fun, everyone. Inflict our misery upon others, please. Great. Not for them. But as they say, misery loves company, and if you're here anyway, might as well get some company. So, we shall see you all the next time. It has been, as you say, a great evening, great week. Hope you all have a safe, healthy, productive, peaceful election week. Yeah.
you're asking way too much.
I'm not Catholic, but I think it's appropriate. En nombre de Padre y Filho y Espíritu Santo. All right. Yeah, moving on. Anyway, we'll see you all next time, whenever that may
Bye-bye.
be. We'll see you all next time. For now, I've got to pee. No. I should not make up songs.
Somebody shut him up already.
Bye, everyone!
Call the plug.